ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports 91, we're going to talk about Botashi. Botashi is an interesting sport in Japan. Basically, what they do is they get a defenders around a pole, defend a pole, and the attackers have to go in and take down this pole. That is, and it has to be like, I think they said it like 30 degrees to officiate that it's down, because it takes a while, because it's 175 players on each team.
Not to be confused with David's favorite pastime, which is cocky.
You were waiting.
Really
That's the reason why you're waiting and just out and going, "Oh, I got this! I got this! I got a joke! I got a joke! It's gonna be hilarious."
I was gonna make a joke about Vegas and strip clubs, but I like John's better.
Oh shit!
David strikes me as the kind of guy that would go to Thailand on a bachelor's trip, get the face tattoo, and fall in love with a lady boy
By himself. He would show up a week early, ahead of everybody.
Right. And it'd be his wedding.
What you just said is one of the most idiotic things I have ever heard.
We broke it out early.
In your rambling, incoherent response, were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought?
This is true.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
You are welcome.
You're the only one in the room.
Absolutely. You're absolutely welcome.
Oh god, I love this shit, dude. Before we get on to this stuff, after the show, I want to talk to you, each of you. I have a plan for a TikTok series, and we won't say anything on here because it's a doozy.
Instantly on guard.
Instantly, we'll be talking about. Okay, I can't reference it now because we'll talk about it for the rest of the show.
Wait, hold on. Why are you out of uniform this week, Chris?
He's not. He has a Black Rifle Coffee hat.
But
new hot.
One of these is not like the other.
Everybody has the same hat on. Yeah, that's okay. Chris, don't pick it up. Johnny's
listen. This is a brand new hat, so I'm not out of uniform. I'm a trendsetter.
There we go. There we go. Boom.
I am ahead of the curve, sir.
Oh, look at Chris doing it for the gram. Jeez. I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry.
I shouldn't put extra buttons.
If I don't promote myself, nobody else will.
I know, right?
Damn sure ain't gonna have it at work.
Hey, I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry. My boy. So did you catch the national anthem at the opening of tonight's national championship game?
No. I was crossed between watching the TCU game and the Georgia game and the
national championship game is going on right now.
Yeah.
Johnny, my show prep, and I was telling David this earlier, I literally was asleep 10 minutes ago.
So his show prep was
I was-
waking up. I'm happy.
I
about
was
that.
I was dead asleep on the couch. I grabbed something. I was laying down on the couch.
So what
And
I'm hearing,
I just
is-
happened to wake up and notice what time it was. I was like,
you're what I'm hearing is you're embracing your inner Sham Shield. That's what you're doing.
100%, 100%.
Okay. Well, see,
I'm living up. I'm living
long
up
as
to
we've got
your
standards.
low expectations. You had
Yeah, I mean,
no
as long-
expectations on this show. I'm living up to them. This
Hey,
is
we
what
got
I'm doing.
as long as we're adhering to a standard, I'm good with that.
My standard is somewhere between disappointment, the disappointing middle child that doesn't have a job, and the oldest one that's in jail. Somewhere within that range, that's me.
I can accept
Speaking
that.
of middle child, I saw an article today that Frankie Munoz from Malcolm in the Middle, Malcolm himself, this season is going to go full-time racing in the ARCA series for NASCAR.
Hopefully he doesn't have any.
No
problems.
way.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried
Okay,
about.
so
that. He
all
has
right,
a
so
lot of,
let's turn the clock back just a little bit. What David is trying to articulate here is that Frankie Munoz had a racing accident and suffered a traumatic brain injury and lost all memory of filming Malcolm in the Middle
Yeah,
until his family sat him down and binged watched the whole damn thing. And he was like, "What? No, really? I was in that? I did that? I made that? Oh, cool."
yeah.
But now,
Thank you for
Well,
interrupting me while I was trying to get my point across. But yeah, go
well,
ahead.
you know, you move like old people fuck slow. So, you know, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you have your moments too, little bitch. I mean,
Look
you
at
read you
David.
reading.
Ooh.
I am so
David
glad.
must have got some this morning, dude. He's
No,
feeling a little feisty, right?
I
He
woke
is
up really
spicy
good.
today.
No, this is my morning now. This is my morning. This is what you get when David's fully rested up and has 8 hours sleep and drinking coffee. This is my morning. No,
You get 8 hours of sleep. What a nerd.
I know, right?
Okay, who does that? Dude, I'll go to bed at like 11:30. I'm up at 2, and then I'm up again at 4.
Yeah.
Exactly. Be a man.
Right? I mean, I just roll over, I tap my phone to see what time it is, and I'm like, fuck. All right, so I'll play a game of solitaire or or bubble cash, and then I'll just put it back down on the nightstand.
No, you gotta
Roll back
burn one
over.
out. You gotta burn one out, just burn one out, gets your blood pumping and everything because you're doing a little bit of exercise, but it's satisfying exercise, not actual exercise, and boom, you're ready to go for the day.
So you're saying run a couple miles without moving?
Yes, basically. I mean, it's more or less.
I don't
because
have to
you get
burn
that-
one
it-
out
it-
because I'm married and I sleep in the same bed with my wife.
Yeah, well, you can take whatever floats your boat. I don't care. You just
Like,
gotta do a little bit
Who
of
does that
sport,
anymore,
say.
too? What a weirdo.
And this
Oh.
sneak peek into the private life of David Dickerman was brought to you by his dad and his mom.
Private life. Shit, I tell everybody about this bullshit. Someone just walking like, I masturbate 14 times a day and just walk off and just love to be their surprise going, who the fuck are you? And what the fuck why would you tell me that? I have a lot of people that just was like, why would you say that to me? I'm like,
David's current,
Don't know.
David's current relationship status reminds me a lot of that Jonathan Levitt movie, Don Juan, except he's not as good looking.
yeah. Dude,
And there's no way that he would bag Scarlett Johansson.
Dude, I've wasted a lot of alcohol just putting alcohol on my hand, thinking, it would get it drunk. And then I just realized it's my hand.
Just sit on it. Wait till it goes to sleep.
Nah, it doesn't do that. It doesn't. It's kind of
Stranger?
weird because it's like, no, it's kind of like the getting masturbated by the
But you
retard.
don't get all the way
Like-
asleep. It's got to be.
Because you can barely
can't
move
be-
your hands and everything, and it's like, it's a Debbie Downer.
So
type
you're saying it would be like most of your high school dating career where you just
Actually, I
went
didn't
after the
date in high school.
vegetables.
It's his version of whiskey dick.
Yeah,
David Dickerman, ladies and gentlemen, a legend in his own bathroom.
you know what? What's strange? I never really dated when I was in high school. I only dated when I
You
was
don't
got out of
say.
high school. Of course, I went to Hershey, dude. There wasn't that much running for. I mean, seriously, it was slim picking.
David goes out to the parking lot at the end of the day, starts his car up, and the first thing that plays on his stereo is "Pretty Fly for a White Guy."
Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty wild for a white guy. Oh, did y'all see what's happening in Rio right now?
I've been seeing a lot of memes about it. Yes, there's
They're
there's a full-on-
rioting heavily.
see, this is what an insurrection actually looks like.
Yes.
Like this is an insurrection.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, an
And the Buffalo
insurrection
guy-
involves the police and the local law enforcement, the military, not giving the crowd access to a Capitol building.
It's true.
They didn't open the door. Nobody held the door open for him at all.
Yeah.
But there is a
Now, I'm sure that there are
Buffalo
some people, with guns shooting, rioters in the back, but I mean, they're doing it under orders as opposed to, oh, oopsie, but now it fits the, the narrative of a particular party. We're not going to name any names, but their initials are the Democrat Party.
Did you
where
ever
they
hear?
give-
Did you ever hear about the cop that actually did do that? He was a piece of shit. I mean, literally, a
he
piece of
still
shit.
is. That's why
He-
that's why the Democrats, are paying for him to hide out.
Mhm.
Dude, he left. I was like 2 weeks beforehand. He left his gun in the stall. Yeah, and he
Chris, do you
still
remember
had a
what we
job.
used to do to people that would leave their weapons out?
They would get fired. I
Intimately.
mean, military.
Very-
You
We're
get
talking
a
about-
talking.
Oh
to.
no.
You
No,
didn't get-
no,
We're
no,
talking
no,
about 100-mile-an-hour tape. We're talking about dummy cords.
But
And
no,
for those of you who don't know, a dummy cord, by definition, is 550 cord tied off to you in an inconvenient place to whatever it is that you happen to lose or misplace. Yeah.
Usually very, very short to make it in an awkward hold in order for you to go about your daily life.
Yes.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Or to properly employ your
Correct. You
West
don't have a lot of
specific
room with
skills,
this.
yeah.
So, our picks for this week, I watched the like I was saying before we started the show. I watched the Lions Green Bay game. I didn't catch much because I caught that game, but I ended up sleeping most of the day because David switched the nights. But that game was so boring in the first half. It didn't get someone. I mean, if you look at it the defensive wise, it was very entertaining. I mean, both teams, defensive squadron.
Yeah. Now, what I will say is cool. Across the league, everybody was paying their tributes to Damar Hamlin. An update as of today he's been discharged from the University of Cincinnati Hospital. He has flown home to finish his recovery in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills officially placed him on the inactive reserve list, which usually means that you don't get paid for the rest of the season. Now, the Buffalo Bills made a deal with the NFL and the NFL's Players Association, i.e. the Players Union, to pay him the rest of his salary for the year. In order to help him with his medical bills and things like that, which I think the team should be picking that up themselves. But I mean, just
it's one of those
number. I
things.
mean, the three on the 30-yard lines on fields everywhere that were being played on.
Yeah.
We're redone in the Bills font. You had players from other teams wearing his jersey or wearing a T-shirt with the number 3 underneath it. Russell Wilson and James from the Chargers, both of them naturally wear the number 3, so they met out at the middle of the field before the game on Sunday, and they knelt in prayer. So I mean, to see this kind of solidarity across the league, focused on one point, is nice. It's refreshing. And unfortunately, I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy this week. But it really kind of sucks that it takes something like this to bring God back to the forefront. And I'm seeing memes all over the place this weekend that, everybody's now kneeling in prayer. Everybody's praying before and after, and sometimes during the games, all because of, Damar Hamlin. But yet, this is the same type of behavior that caused basically Tim Tebow to be bounced out of the league the first time.
Yeah.
Well, then you have the other side of the page
Yeah.
of what was it, number 7? I forget his name, but he actually pushed one of the training staff.
the Green Bay player pushed
Yep.
the Detroit personal trainer.
Yep.
Well, he was ejected.
Got ejected. He did get
Yeah.
ejected
Yeah, he did get ejected.
eventually.
But yeah, our picks did not do well. We say that. The games that we thought were pretty much no-brainers ended up beating us in the head with a 2x4.
Especially that Cowboys game. That Cowboys game.
Well, we'll get to the
Ridiculous.
Cowboys game in just a second because that's going to require a special degree of attention here. But we're going to start with the Chiefs over the Raiders. The Chiefs did what the Chiefs were expected to do. They went out and they beat the Raiders 31-13. There was even that little trick play where they were doing like the ring around the rosy in the huddle before they broke into the formation. And I called this game. I said the Jags were going to go out and they were going to steal the division from the Titans, who finished the year having started at 7-3. And then the Titans went out and lost the next 7 games. The Jaguars beat the Titans in Jacksonville 20-16. And then we had the Bucs over the Falcons. Tom Brady played exactly 2 offensive series in this game, and then they put in a backup. The Falcons beat the Buccaneers 17-30.
How did
we
that
had
happen?
the Bills over the
I mean,
Patriots.
Buccaneers were like a great team.
Huh?
I thought just because you have like, a tier 1 person in the area.
Well, okay. So you know how we've got the Mandela effect where things happen and you were sure that it happened, but then all of a sudden something completely disproves your reality. Tom Brady has that effect. All right. Case in point, Wes Welker.
Basically, that's what you're saying. I should.
Oh my god!
No, I'm going to take your points, and I'm not going to award you any other points because that sound made no sense, and all of us are dumber for having heard it. So getting back to my point.
And I
Wes
thought I
Welker.
was the one derailing the show.
Yeah, I mean, David's doing it on his own, and he's the producer. So what are we gonna do?
Oh, I can edit that shit. Everybody's just gonna.
No, when have we ever edited anything out of the live take? When?
3 times
in the year and a half that we've been doing this show?
Yeah, 3 times.
91 shows now.
Not well, depending on what show you're talking about, too.
Okay, I'm talking about this show.
No.
Well, he's thinking about that. Wes Welker was basically a nobody, and then he gets drafted by the Patriots. And Tom Brady elevated his skill set. And I mean, he was making catches, he was making Pro Bowls, and then he signs a free agency deal to go play with Peyton Manning and the Broncos, right? Wes Welker dropped off the face of the fucking earth.
Really?
Okay. You go from one elite quarterback to the next. Now, granted, you've got the GOAT and then you've got Peyton Manning. They're almost there. But if you notice, there's just a little bit of a discrepancy, right? I mean, one of the things that Peyton Manning has over on Tom Brady is that Peyton Manning's got a superior sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
Peyton Manning has also got a larger forehead than Tom Brady.
Nobody has a larger forehead than Peyton Manning.
Very true. Now, to David's question, just because you've got a tier 1 person, playing on your roster does not necessarily mean that everybody's going to be on that level, because
I was being sarcastic.
Okay. I understand, but and this is more geared towards the people that are listening that are like, well, it's Tom Brady's team. Well, be that as it may, but if Tom Brady's not on the field, he's not exactly the one throwing the football.
He's not moving everybody like chess pieces on the fucking board.
Right, exactly. But moving on, we picked the Bills over the Patriots. We called that one correctly, 35-23. We also had the Vikings over the Bears. I'm going to come back to the Bears in just a minute, but the Bears lost 29-13. We had the
Donkeys and
wait a minute, wait. How did that happen?
What?
Okay. Okay. Anyways, all right. So the next we had the Texans and the Colts. I'm going to use this as a tie-in. We had them picked to tie again, and we almost had it.
I was so excited to see how close that was.
Okay, now in a related news story today, the Texans officially fired Lovie Smith as head coach. Okay, I said that was going to happen. I saw the writing on the walls. Yesterday, I'm watching these games, and I'm seeing that Texans game come down to the wire, and I'm like, the Texans knew that going into Sunday that the Texans needed to lose to tie up, to lock up the number 1 overall pick for next year's draft. And it was brought up on the country station coming out of Houston that the Texans can't even lose properly. That's how craptastic of a season they had. You screw around and you go and you beat the Titans, and then you're going to go beat the Colts at the end of the year. You finished the season 3-13-1. You know who had a worse record than you did? The Bears at 3-14. Okay. The Bears didn't have the luxury of a tie, but they did have the luxury of having more losses.
Of losing. Yep.
Okay. Now, so the Bears now officially have the number 1 overall pick going into next year. Is it going to matter? Probably not, because they're going to draft the kid out of Alabama for quarterback. He's going to go up to Chicago, and his career is going to get flushed down the toilet like most number 1 draft picks that go to the North.
Or most number 1 draft picks, period.
Not entirely true, but
there's only okay. The list of big time number 1 draft picks, and this is coming from a person that doesn't really watch sports all that much or gets like deep dive. I can look at the writing on the wall and see that most of the percentage that is number 1 and number 2 draft picks haven't been the praise and the greatness. It's usually like almost the last pick.
Right. All right. So, but moving on, we had the Dolphins beating the Jets. Now that game was painful to watch, and it was painful watching the updates. But the Dolphins ended up pulling that game out 11-6. That to me sounds like you go to an NFL game and a baseball game broke out.
Pretty much.
That's
it was 6-6 with like 50 seconds left in the damn game. I'm sitting there going, huh? Huh? What? So, yeah. I'm just like, okay. We had the let's see here. We had the Saints over the Panthers. The Saints, well, who they? The Aints, the New Orleans Aints.
The Aints,
because the New Orleans Aints ain't beating nobody, because they finished the season same record as the Panthers with 7-10, because the Panthers went in to New Orleans and they beat the Aints 10-7. How's that, right? If you don't believe in numerology, there you go. 7-10 record, and then you lose 7-10. I mean, come on, seriously, let's go. All right. Now, next up, we had the Browns beating the Steelers. The Steelers had to win their game, and then they had to have some help to get into the playoffs. Well, their help went away because I think it was the Dolphins needed to lose their game in order for the Steelers, in order for the Steelers to get in. Well, we had the Browns pick because, the Browns, they're not going anywhere in life. And they just decided, hey, we're going to play the right kind of football at the right time of year.
It was actually a really good game.
Of Cleveland, something to look forward to, something to look back on and reminisce about. Through the cold winter, the spring, you've got the Guardians, and yeah, they made it to the playoffs. You know, they were the wild card team last year, blah, blah, blah. Because nobody wants to root for the Cavaliers because, you know, LeBron James took his high forehead and talents out west. But yeah, so the Browns did what the Browns do to their fan base, and they just shit the bed and shit on their foreheads and then left the building. We had the Eagles over the Giants. That pick was under protest because we would have really loved to seen the Giants beat them. But I mean, in that game was actually pretty close. I mean, the Giants made a comeback out of it, and made a contest out of it. They ended up dropping the game 16-22. Eagles tied up the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. They get the first round bye for the playoffs. Yeah. Okay. Then it was the Cowboys. We had the Cowboys
That
pick
was
the
so
Commanders. Not only did the Cowboys not beat the Commanders, but the Cowboys abandoned everything that got them to this point, up to this point in the season.
They're still in the wild
running
card.
game was absolutely dismal. I mean, if I stopped listening to the game because I was on the road Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, coming back from Wichita Falls. So, I mean, I stopped listening to the game because I'm just like sitting there going, huh? You know, I mean,
were you able to see the road because your face was full of tears?
no,
that's
I
my
turned the
question.
game. I turned the game off because I mean, I'm sitting there going, I'm like,
That was a horrible.
Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg, dude. I mean, I love listening to the Cowboy games on the radio because they do not pull any punches.
No.
And I mean, they had
Brad
no
Sham could be
qualms.
brutal.
They had no qualms at all about calling out the level of idiocy going on that field. I mean, Dak Prescott threw 2 pick six or 2 interceptions, one of them for a pick six in the first fucking quarter.
Dude, it was.
I mean, come on, man.
Okay, watching that game, if you like watching train wrecks, like that's what your YouTube thing is to do, is you YouTube train wrecks all the time.
I'll take your train wreck euthanism and I'll do you one better because I saw it was a Bollywood train safety commercial. It was on Facebook today.
Okay.
And this dad and his daughter are on his little motorcycle and like the kickstand peg gets stuck on the train track and the train's coming and he's like, oh my God. So he takes his daughter and sets her down on the ground and he's trying to pull the bike up off of the train tracks so they can get off the tracks. And at the last minute, he pulls his daughter off the tracks and then he's like, I can get my bike off. Yeah, I can do this. And he goes to pull the bike off and the daughter is freaking out. So what does she do? She runs back towards her father, gets pancaked by the train, right? The father's like, woo, boo hoo, right? And then the next year, he's at the same train crossing and he pulls up to it and there's his daughter in the clouds. Oh, it's okay, Daddy. You have to look both ways. You know, and give the train the right of the way. It was a sad. No, actually, it wasn't on Facebook. It was on Reddit. But it was a sad fucking commercial. Dude, it was 2 minutes of my life I'm not getting back because the whole thing was a train safety advocacy commercial. And I'm just like, what did I just watch?
Damn.
So, yeah. I mean, listening to the Cowboys game or watching that Cowboys game, I'm like, good Lord. And I hate Stephen A. Smith with a passion. Yes. I mean, well, that's not fair. I dislike him because I think he's just incredibly too loud. Of course, then again, if he were to listen to our show, he'd be like, the fuck are these guys talking about me being loud? Fuck them. Right.
I do that.
He was giving Michael Irving an earful on NFL this morning.
Unlikable.
Yeah, he's just generally unlikable. So, yeah. But I'm going to come back to the Cowboys.
We're a train wreck, but we're a likable train.
This is true.
I mean, we're a good-looking train wreck.
True.
I mean, we're good. We are a lethal train wreck.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know. So, but there's that. Then we had the Chargers over the Donkeys. The Donkeys actually managed to pull off a win.
Dude, that was a good.
Who saw that coming?
No one saw that coming. But
who could
have? Yeah, I didn't see it coming.
But I watched that game. It was intense. It was a battle.
It's like this week was just the consolation for all the worst teams. It's like, you know what? We'll let you guys. We'll
Yeah.
get you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it kind of looked like that.
So now we're gonna move on.
Go out with a bang.
Right now we're gonna move on to the Seahawks and the Rams. We had the Seahawks
Uh,
picked to beat the
oh.
Rams. Right now, I saw a meme today. I thought it was a little humorous, but I didn't think it was necessarily fair. Baker Mayfield has got a next level amount of talent because he caused 3 teams to miss the playoffs this year, and he played for 2 of them.
That's pretty good. That's
I
pretty
mean,
amazing.
I'm
That's
not hanging that
impressive.
all on Baker Mayfield. I think his offensive line and his defense gave up. I mean, they gave up, dude. I mean, that's all there is to it. Because you saw what he did when he came in after being on the team for 5 days, not knowing any of the playbook, and he's out there throwing the ball around like it's backyard ball, right? I mean, he had time to make decisions, do his checkdowns, and he was delivering the ball with accuracy, right? He was getting it out fast and everything like that. So, I mean, he's got talent to play at this level. I just think that he needs a team built around him that's going to give him an opportunity to win games. Because I think that Baker Mayfield, if he finds the right system to play in, I mean, he's going to be very successful for a lot of years. Then we move on. We had the Niners over the Cardinals. We had that game picked right, 38-13. I tell you what, though, this past Sunday, yesterday, because we're filming a day early.
Mm-hmm.
J.J. Watt's last NFL game, and I'm telling you what, like him or not, you have to respect the level of skill that this guy has. I mean, he played his entire career. I mean, he was like 3-time defensive player of the year. Like 2-time sack leader. I mean, the dude, he's obviously gonna be he's gonna make his way into Canton for the Pro Football Hall of Fame at some point. I see him making it first time through. We'll find out in 5 years. So mark it. It's Monday, January 9th, the year of our Lord 2023, and at approximately 10 hours. So there, chiseled in stone, right? I mean, the 49ers put on a pretty good video presentation for JJ Watt. They're at Levi Stadium. And you know what? To me, that hats off. I mean, that was a class move by San Francisco. The San Francisco 49er fans were chanting JJ as he was walking off the field for the last time. I admire the level of talent that JJ Watt has. I just hate that he spent his career playing for 2 teams that didn't even come close to sniffing the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, I think personally, I think it's a travesty. I think it's a complete travesty that JJ Watt never got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. So, if anybody in the league deserves it, it's him.
Exactly. And then we had the Sunday night game of the Lions and the Packers. The Packers needed to win to get in, and the Lions, we called it. The Lions beat the Packers 20-16. By virtue of Miami, I think it was Miami that won, that Detroit was eliminated from the playoffs. But at that point, once they got that update, they were on a mission to make sure that Green Bay didn't get in, because regardless of what the playoff implications are, Green Bay and Detroit are division rivals. And Lambeau Field has been a house of horrors, for like the last umpteen years for Detroit.
Was there a game tonight?
Yeah, it's the college national football or college national championship game.
That's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is quite possibly Aaron Rodgers' last game, either as a professional football player or as a member of the Green Bay Packers.
I don't know. He's been doing somewhat decent this year.
No, somebody asked him on the field last night, "Hey, can I have your jersey?" And he said, "No, I'm going to hang on to this one."
Oh,
It's
wow.
been speculated all year that this is going to be his last year.
Mm.
And post-game press conference that he had definitely lent itself to that mode of thinking.
Hmm.
So, I mean, if it is the last ride for Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he had a good career, and you really can't take a whole lot away from him. I mean, other than the fact that he's like, a serial dater. I mean, he was engaged to that Shailene Woodley chick.
And
Yeah,
he's not gonna
couple of
he's
times.
not gonna be the host of Jeopardy too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean that's Bam
Blossom.
Blossom. Yeah, Amy Farrah. Amy Fowler.
Melissa.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sheldon's wife. Anyway, so the one game that we didn't get here, we had the Bengals beating up on
I am
the
blank.
Ravens. And that one happened 27-16. The Bengals are going to be, I believe, the number 3 seed in the AFC. So
I mean, who could have ever seen that coming at the beginning of the year?
so, I mean, as it is,
they've had such a turnaround.
yeah,
in the
as it
last
is right now, what we're looking at for the AFC, we've got the number 1 seed, and this is going to be numerical order. So one seeds 1 through 7. We've got the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Jaguars snuck in at the number 4 seed. The Chargers are the 5th seed. The Ravens are number 6, and the Dolphins snuck in at the last second with the number 7 seed. Now on the NFC side, we've got the Eagles with the number 1 seed. So both the Chiefs and the Eagles get a first round bye.
Yeah.
The 49ers, they're the number 2 seed. The Vikings are the number 3 seed. Now, by virtue of the Buccaneers winning their division, they clinched the number 4 seed. Okay, even though the Cowboys have a better record than they do at 12-5, which should have been 13-4. Well, let's just be completely honest, that should have been 14-2.
Yeah, exactly.
Digressing. But the Buccaneers are the number 4 seed. The Cowboys are the 5th seed. The Giants are the number 6 seed, and the Seattle Seahawks snuck in at number 7. So there's that. No, that's the reason why. That's the reason why the Lions got eliminated, was because Seattle won their game.
Right.
But man, it's
So the Buccaneers are going to play the Eagles, right?
no, the Buccaneers. You know what? We're going to do this here. Hold on. So we're going to do this, and then here we're going to go wild card weekend. All right. Let's wipe these out. First up, we have got a slate of Saturday games. Seattle playing the 49ers, the number 7 seed, traveling to the number 2 seed. So I think this one's kind of a no-brainer. The 49ers are going to eliminate the Seahawks. We're going to take the Niners over the Seahawks. Then we've got the Chargers at the Jaguars. I'm taking the Jags on this one just because, one, the Chargers are having to go from the left coast over to the East Coast. 2, the Jaguars are coming in hot right now. They won, I think, 2 of their last 3 to include yesterday's game to clinch their division. They're feeling a little spunky. I think they're going to come out aggressively, and I think they're going to take it to the Chargers. They're going to start fast, and they're going to maintain their lead.
Agree.
Next up, on Sunday, the 15th, we've got the Dolphins coming north to Orchard Park to play the Bills. That one is our grade A choice pick of the weekend. The Bills are going to beat up on the Dolphins.
Very much so.
Might be a massacre.
I mean, PETA is going to make an appearance there. I mean,
If
you might see Ace Ventura. You might see Ace Ventura over there crying in the fetal position because the mascot got dissected and grilled out in the parking lot during the pregame tailgate.
Just consider that football field out there to be a tuna net. That'll tell you exactly how that game's going to go.
Pretty much.
Einhorn is Finkelin, Finkelin is Einhorn. All right, next we got the Giants going to play the Minnesota Vikings. I'm kind of conflicted on this one. I mean, on paper, the Vikings should win out on this one.
Yeah.
But
Not the way they've been playing lately.
No.
yeah, not with the way that they've been playing lately. And the only thing that I think that the New York Giants really kind of have going for them is Saquon Barkley, the running back. I mean, the dude's a tough runner. He runs downhill when he does get the ball. And I mean, I think that the Vikings know that, so they're going to stack the box on Sunday, and they're just it's going to open up the passing lanes. I mean, the New York Giants quarterback is just chippy enough to where he can make those completions. I don't know. I mean, as much as I think that the Giants could possibly win it, I think the Vikings are going to take that one.
If the Vikings show up, of course.
Yeah, if the Vikings show up,
It depends on
totally
which
with the
team
twist.
shows up.
So, I mean, how do we
look
wanna call
what
this?
look
I
what
mean-
Green Bay did. Green Bay totally demolished.
Oh,
Do we want Perry the Platypus to call this game?
Yeah, because I'm not putting my hat on this because Vikings are a good team. But here lately in the last couple of games, they've got their asses handed to them every time. And I'm not talking like, oh, it was a good game, it was a good fight. No, it was a piece of garbage watching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things you go up to the team, he's like, all right, we got some podcasting personality trying to give you a motivated speech. I was like, listen, this is what we're gonna do. Every one of you is gonna learn how to build a casket because that's how bad you fucking suck. You're gonna learn how to dig your own grave, put yourself in a casket, and push yourself into fucking hole.
Back up.
What we're gonna learn today.
Fuck your own face.
Yeah,
I was
Pretty
just
much.
thinking that.
I agree.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean,
I really want to call this for the Vikings. I really do.
you know what? Screw it. Let's do it.
I mean, I was in the military. I've been fucked before.
I mean, you field fuck. I don't see you to stay warm in the
I
field.
mean, at least Chris and I got hot A's before we got bad news.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So next is
I
going to
was
be the
the cook,
Ravens
so
at
I
the
always got-
Bengals.
You
Oof,
were the one
that
serving.
one,
I was the cook.
that one's going to be a rough game to watch, but the Bengals are going to take care of business over the Ravens.
Agree, 100%.
Okay.
Bengals-
Now,
Bengals is a good team.
on Monday, the Cowboys travel to Raymond James Stadium. Now, before I make my pick and throw my hat in the ring here, I want to make something unequivocally clear. I would love to see the Cowboys win this game. I really would. However, we got to witness regular season Tom Brady. This is now postseason
No.
Tom Brady.
He's not.
And Tom Brady has never lost to the Dallas Cowboys at all. So I know that I'm going to catch a lot of hate and a lot of flack for it, but I'm ready. I've got all the overhead cover that I need. And I know where your positions are, so I've got you bracketed. I'm just waiting for you to run out of rounds so I can return fire. But I'm taking the Buccaneers to beat the Cowboys because the way that the Cowboys played on Sunday against the Washington Commanders, they have got absolutely no reason at all to be in the playoffs, period. They played this entire season, giving the fan base, myself included, all the hope in the world but I just have, and I'm actually at odds with my wife on this one, because she's like, we root for the Cowboys here. I'm a Cowboys fan. I was like, yeah, I know. I want the Cowboys to win, but I just can't go against Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to argue with it, but I mean, the Dallas has never been a December team. They always fall apart in December.
Ever.
It's happened
I mean,
every
granted,
for the last 20 some years. It's happened
yeah, I
every
mean,
fucking time.
I don't care that Dak Prescott has got more playoff wins than Tony Romo does. Tony Romo, superior quarterback to Dak Prescott. Okay.
Yes.
Dak Prescott played like absolute dog water yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, the running game, absolutely non-existent. Yes, true. Granted, the Washington defense has been pretty good all year for them, and the offense is the reason why the Washington Commanders didn't make the playoffs. But that being said, you've got Pollard and Zeke. You've got a two-headed snake there, and neither one of them got anywhere close to 50 yards. And I think that was combined between the two. I mean, hell, Dak Prescott had what, like a 9-yard run in the first half. He was the leading rusher going into the half.
Right.
I mean, the one shining highlight for the Cowboys yesterday was the touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb, and then they botched the extra point. I mean,
and so, like I said, that's been par for the course.
Yeah, and
that's
their punter,
been par for the course the whole month of December.
Yeah, and anger. Well, now we're talking about January.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's not talk about December. Yeah, okay. Dallas has been a pretty decent December team, right? They had the opportunity to tie the Chiefs record for the most points scored in a season going into yesterday's contest, but they shit the bed on that one too.
Yep.
When a Washington team that had absolutely nothing to play for, with a quarterback on his first NFL start, Washington's quarterback yesterday, that was his first NFL start. What does he do? His first pass throws for a tutty. I mean, he had a higher quarterback passer. He had a higher quarterback rating yesterday than Dak Prescott did.
Against the defense, he's supposed to be one of the premiers in the league.
Yeah.
Dallas defense is supposed to be fucking.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, they're not going to show it. This is a story of being a Cowboys fan for the last 20 years.
I mean, I'm not jumping ship because I have been consistently
100%
a Brady guy all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we've noticed.
So
no, it's heartbreaking to make.
I've had a vasectomy, and if it was an option to where my wife and I wanted to have a child, I would want Tom Brady to father this child. Okay. I mean,
would you be there pushing his ass into her? Working it in there? Let me help you.
I would go get my talking teddy bear, and we would break into Brady's house, just like Mark Wahlberg did. I mean, I would have to jump off the balcony, land flat on my back, and then when my teddy bear gets tossed out, I'd be like, that was a perfect spiral.
That was another thing that I noticed on, I forgot which game it was. I think it was the Chargers and who's the other team? Oh, Buccaneers. Man, those toss were just wobbly the entire time. I mean, I can't really throw football all the time. I mean, because sports, but I noticed
there was another guy, I forget what show he was on. I mean, he just absolutely went off on Dak Prescott today. I mean, he was like, he was on one of the networks. I think it was like on the NFL Network, I think. And he was like, Dak Prescott yesterday was ass. Can we say that on TV? Because he was absolute ass. I mean, he just completely went off the rails and just hammered Dak Prescott into the ground, because I mean, there's been like 2 games this year that Dak Prescott just went out and lost off of interceptions, and that has been a problem for him this year.
Well, kind of look at what happened in the beginning of the year too. I mean, not trying to make excuses and everything, but
Yeah, I mean, first game out of the year, of the year, they come out and he breaks his thumb playing against the Buccaneers, but I'm just like, come on, man. You're getting paid $130 million a year for what? You were supposed to be the face of this franchise. You quite possibly he's got one of the easier jobs in the NFL. I mean, he's got a line that can block for him.
yeah.
So, I mean, he has time to go through his progressions, to go through his checkdowns, and he's got legs. He can run if he wants to. But instead, he's trying to thread a needle, and he throws the ball where it doesn't need to be thrown. And the throws that to his receivers that were open yesterday, they were above and behind. I mean, like I said, the one good highlight for Dak yesterday was his touchdown pass to CeeDee Lamb. And they couldn't even convert on the extra point on that one.
How much of that was Lamb too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamb's
Yeah.
been
How much of
making
that
him
was
look
Lamb?
good all year.
Yeah.
That
So,
exactly.
I mean, unlike Josh Allen yesterday, some of those passes that he was making were otherworldly. We're talking video game accuracy. I mean, he's throwing it like
He opened up
60,
the
70 yards down the field in the back corner of the end zone, and he drops it right here. Stephon Diggs just comes right here, and the ball just right there in his hands. And he pulls it in. I mean, he had the defender was all over this guy. And Josh Allen put it right where it needed to be.
Basically, what you're saying is he could toss a baby out of a burning building and someone would catch it.
Safely and softly. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he could throw it out there, and the My Pillow guy could make that reception.
In full stride.
I'm not. I mean, as far as the state of the quarterback in the NFL, dude, we have got a generation of generational talented quarterbacks. We got Patrick Mahomes, we got Josh Allen. I mean, dude, come on, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, and you watch. I mean, Buffalo is going to be dangerous for a long time. It's the AFC Championship game is going to be between Buffalo and Kansas City. And I think Kansas City is going to lose that game.
It's going to end up being the Super Bowl right there.
I mean, I think Buffalo's going to end up playing in the big game in Arizona. And, I've got a couple of teams that I'm going to be watching for the NFC. I mean, ultimately, I think that the Eagles are going to find themselves in a position where they're going to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory, in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'd say they're going to walk in as the favorites, but
they're going to walk in as the favorites and they're going to leave. I think that the NFC Championship game, depending on how the bracketing works out, it may come down. I'm going to say it's going to come down to the 49ers and probably the Buccaneers, because if the Buccaneers come in on Monday and they just absolutely show out and they ride that wave of momentum, watch out. Because if you remember the year that the Tom Brady first went to Tampa Bay and then they went and they won the whole damn thing, they did it as the wild card.
It's true.
So, I mean, I know it pains a lot of people to hear Tom Brady's name get mentioned again, but if this is Tom Brady's
it's for
last
a reason,
year,
though.
huh?
It happens for a reason, though. I mean, you cannot deny he's the fucking GOAT, man. Like,
Dude,
it doesn't matter where he goes, he makes it happen.
It's like in the 90s when everybody was hopped on the Michael Jordan bandwagon. I mean, he was the GOAT. He is still the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get all these people that talk about, oh, well, LeBron James this and no, look, LeBron James is dog water, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, compare.
I mean, Michael
only
Jordan
reason-
Michael Jordan never lost a final series. He never lost a finals ever.
Mm.
I mean, he's what, 6-0 in the finals?
Dude,
Yeah.
he fucking didn't he have like 102 fever and fucking
Yeah.
hit
Yeah,
the
in the
winning
Utah
shot, like
game?
he won. Yeah.
Yeah, and he
And
took the
then
game-winning
fucking-
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fucking LeBron can't even get through. Oh, I get a cramp, and he had to be
and
carried
Michael
over the
Jordan
fucking field.
Michael
Like,
Jordan
you
didn't
can't-
have Michael Jordan didn't have superstar teams. I mean, he didn't have the super teams, right? I mean,
yeah, he was a team
they brought
shopping in
people
order to
in
get a ring.
around him, but he didn't leave and go, you know what, I want to build a team around me. He made the people around him better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, and I saw it was, I think it was the 30 for 30 thing about the dream team.
Mhm.
They were talking about the greatest practice ever, right? And they were in Barcelona, and they had the team split into two different squads, and Magic Johnson was just talking shit to Michael Jordan, right? And Michael was like, okay. And he just took it over, dude. I mean, he's hitting threes, he's going in, he's driving the lane. I mean, I'm just like, and then, you know, then you know, they get up on the bus and nobody's saying anything for like the first couple of minutes. And then Magic Johnson kind of looks over and he goes, and then there's this guy. And then everybody starts laughing, right? And you know, so they kind of got like the next day off kind of a thing, right? And so Isaiah Thomas, old Detroit Piston great, right?
Mhm.
He's down there talking to the cameras in the lobby of the hotel. Michael Jordan's walking out, getting ready to go play, you know, a round of golf. And Isaiah Thomas looks at him and goes, last shot of the game, who's taking it? Michael goes, I am, and then walks out.
Like
No,
there's even a
I mean-
question.
I mean, that kind of confidence, right? I'm just like, what in the hell? Now, I mean, whether this is Tom Brady's last year or if he goes somewhere else and signs a 1-year deal and just that's it, he calls it a career. Would I love to see him close out his career where it all started in New England? Yeah, absolutely. But do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. Do I think he's going to end up becoming a Raider? No, because I think the Raiders actually found their quarterback. They just need to build a line to give him time to make decisions.
The entire
Um,
rest of the team.
Yeah. But you know, I think it would be hilarious if Tom Brady became a Detroit Lion and took the Lions to the Super Bowl next year.
Oh God, I would actually genuinely enjoy seeing that. I really,
I really would.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a small part of me, you know, the Cowboys fan in me is like, do not give this motherfucker another ring. But I would love to see him just go to some just dog shit team and take them all
Yeah.
away.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Just
part of the
put that
reason why-
fucking argument to bed. Nobody can argue his GOAT status at that point.
yeah.
I
mean, Part of the reason why Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys, he grew up a 49ers fan.
Mm.
And he absolutely hates the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, he was asked one time, well, if Jerry Jones offered you a contract, what would you do? And he goes, find somebody else to play for. You know, and I'm like, okay, I can respect that level of disdain because, like, Ken Griffey Jr., arguably my favorite ball player of all time, right? When he was growing up, his dad was traded from the Reds to the Yankees, and he was like, "Oh, this is cool." So his dad took him to Yankee Stadium the day after he, you know, inked the deal and everything, right? And he said he just remembers walking through the locker room and he's seeing all these Yankee greats, right? And then he remembers seeing all of the whole team basically just kind of like treating his dad like absolute garbage, right? And when Griffey came up and he made the major leagues, and his free agency window was opening up from Seattle. He was quoted as saying, "If the Yankees were the last offer on the table, I would retire."
Wow.
See, that's integrity right there, man.
And you know what? To be honest with you, that particular offseason, the Yankees did make a run for him, and they offered him what at the time was the largest contract ever. And he turned them down and then signed a deal with Cincinnati for like $35 million.
Oh wow.
I
I
mean, he went to
respect
go
that.
play for the
I
team that his
respect that.
dad played for.
I respect
And then when he went from Cincinnati to Chicago to play for the White Sox for like a season or two, and then he went back to Seattle, and that's where he retired from. But you know, I mean, I get it, you know, but I mean, as much as I would love to see the Cowboys get a playoff win, um, I'm not betting against Brady on Monday. I'm just not doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the product that the Cowboys put out on the field on yesterday. I mean,
If
their
if they
game
would
their
have come
game
in
plan.
strong, it'd be a different argument.
There
Would.
was no concept of strategy
No.
against the
No, they're
Commanders.
not. It looked like it does not look like the same team as they were at the beginning of the year.
And for the
When
most
they were
part,
going strong. They had a good run going. If that team could play right now, 100%, I'd take them all the way.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They're
I
not
mean,
the
it
same
wouldn't be.
team.
It would,
But-
yeah,
I don't know
there
what
wouldn't be no
changed, but
argument
they're
there.
not the same team.
They're not, and I think a lot of it is the fact that, you know, I think that they. I mean, I know that this is cliche, but I think that they peaked too early in the season.
I was about to say
I
that
think they let it go. Yeah, they let it go to their head.
because you do see teams all the time where you think it's going to be like, you know, rubber stamp wins, and eventually they run out of steam because it's just weird how
Yeah.
they
Yeah, I mean,
Can't believe the hype. or
we
whatever.
knew that. I mean, Tampa Bay losing yesterday. Kind of expected that. They rolled out their backup quarterback after Brady played 2 offensive series.
Fuck, I'm gonna
So I
have to-
mean, and they just started substituting guys in because they were looking ahead. They were trying to get like an extra day start on getting rested for the playoffs.
I think
No.
Sean Connery said it best. Your best doesn't get the fuck the prom queen.
No, that's not the line. Hold on.
What is the line? See, I'm gonna put it on the soundboard amount.
It goes.
David, you are a constant source of disappointment to your mother.
Losers
Hold on.
drive brown Volvos. Winners get to go home and fuck the prom queen.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, James, you're such a cunning linguist. Why, yes, Montypenny, you should see my Dutch.
Dude, have you ever watched his interview with Barbara Walters? The 90s version?
Baba Wawa?
Yeah.
No.
Baba Walcott.
Dude, go watch it. It is fucking
Yeah, I'll have to go look it up.
gold.
You know,
If-
there's a fan
that
theory
winner-
that The
if that
Rock was
interview went-
actually there's a fan theory that The Rock, that Sean Connery moved The Rock, was a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've
Yeah,
seen that. It actually works too when you think
It
about it.
really
if,
does.
if you think about it, yeah. But no, talk about someone that's if that aired nowadays, if that interview aired nowadays, studios wouldn't touch him with a
No, nowadays we've got Meghan and fucking Harry. Harry, I used to
He wants to stay out of the
respect Harry.
limelight, though. He wants to stay out of the limelight. I respect
Well,
that.
then stop giving interviews.
Yeah, you can't say you want to stay out of the limelight, and then he is fucking everywhere.
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
mean,
it's fucking hilarious.
I would love to say that we put Meghan Merkel into the royal family so she could execute Order 1776, but I mean, it's hard. It's hard to take somebody legitimately with a royal title after having her tits splashed across a movie screen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm totally good with that.
I mean, like I said, I respect Harry because he served in Afghanistan and he started the Invictus Games, but he's into that. He's in that same category of men as Will Smith, Ben Affleck. They're just twat trapped by their wives.
Yes.
No, don't. No.
No,
Really? No, I don't believe that. Oh,
come on.
Wait, to
oh, I
quote Buzz
totally
Lightyear,
believe that fucking shit.
you're mocking me, aren't you?
Yes, yes. Did you watch the Renfield trailer?
Dude,
The
that
what
actually
trailer?
looks pretty good.
It's
Renfield?
Nicholas Cage is playing Dracula.
Oh, the Renfield. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
I'm,
that looks so
I'm
good.
fucking excited for that one.
He's like, let's eat.
Yeah,
I mean, when I saw Nick Cage come in dressed as Dracula, I'm like, I legitimately cocked my head to the side like a dog. I'm sitting there
Bro.
going,
Ruh-roh.
But think about it though. Like, who else are you going to have that's going to play Dracula the way that he probably should be?
Have you seen the footage that they've dug up and they've just kind of thrown out into the interwebs of Nick Cage doing the reading, the audition for Superman?
Yeah, yeah.
The dude comes in full
Yes.
costume.
I
Full
saw
costume.
it.
I'm just like, what?
Dude, it didn't
Yeah.
even look right. It didn't even look right. Like, let alone, let's not get into the whole speaking part. It just did. It looked weird. It looked awkward.
To
It
his
just-
credit, he is the only reason why the only reason why I would allow him to even play the part of Superman, if ever I had to have to have that, judgment call, is the basic fact is he is actually a Superman fan. It's like having Cavill before Cavill came.
Right.
I mean, Cavill was a comic book fan. He's nerdful.
Dude,
And-
Cavill has an absolute.
He was late
Free
for
run
his
to do
Superman
anything.
audition because he was leading a raid on World of Warcraft.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100% was.
He's a nerd.
Henry
he's a
Cavill
nerd.
has an absolute pass on anything to do with nerd stuff. If
Yes.
he wants to do anything nerd, Star Wars, anything, he gets a fucking pass because that man gets it. And to be able to walk away from The Witcher because you don't agree with what the writing staff and the showrunners are doing because they're doing away from the lore, so you just say fuck it, I'm walking away.
Yeah.
Dude, mad respect. And then to go into Warhammer 40K,
I can't
Right.
wait. Can't
that
wait.
is going to be
I
fantastic.
mean, just the ultimate piece de resistance to his career would be getting the nod as the next James Bond.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be
They're
interesting.
actually.
I never thought about that.
It's.
I keep
tops.
forgetting that he's English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, I would love to see Tom Hardy get it, or maybe even Tom Hiddleston.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can see Hiddleston do it.
Yeah.
I can
After
totally
watching
see it.
Loki, yeah.
Dude, if Pierce Brosnan can pull it off, then fucking Hiddleston can pull it
Yeah,
off.
this
Easy.
is true.
Yeah.
Joke of the week.
Well, if Timothy Dalton can play Bond, then Hiddleston could definitely do it. Okay.
That's true. That's a very good
I mean-
point. That is a
I
very
mean,
good point.
The one thing to Timothy Dalton's Bond is the fact that he had Christopher Walken as a bad guy.
Joke of the week.
Yeah. I just texted Colin, so hold on just a second here.
Okay.
All right. Headphones are off. Let me call him real quick. Come on, answer your phone. There we go. What's up, my guy?
Hello.
All right, now before we get started and before I give Colin his intro, I have to brag on my kid here. I got an email today from a teacher at his school that was let me. I'm bragging on you.
I'm saying about that. That has been pissing me off so much.
Right. Okay. So with that being said, basically the gist of this email is that the teacher has been noticing trends of students not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance or the Texas Pledge. The teacher went on to be very transparent, talk about, well, his beliefs and his method of thinking. that he stands out of respect, but he doesn't say the words of the pledge, right? I'm like, all right, I get it. But he wanted to know he wanted some input from the parents, right? My kid stands for the Pledge of Allegiance. My kid stands for the national anthem. Because my kid, what did you send? Oh, yes, at least the coffee didn't let you down. Yeah, I saw that. My kid is a red-blooded American through and through. So I just, I want to say absolutely 100% proud of this kid right here for doing the right thing and standing, because he understands what the pledge and what the national anthem are all about.
Here, here.
All right, so with that being said,
Oh,
what are you doing, Colin?
sorry, I'm playing this game.
Okay.
I went to the wrong island where my save isn't.
You playing Pokemon?
No, I'm playing Stranded Deep.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now for the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls of all ages, all sexual orientations, and all two genders, because why? Science says so. It's that time, once again, where you are going to be delighted, assaulted, offended, and have your ego stroked, all in the same bated breath. Where there is injustice in the world, humor will be installed. Where there is failing science, will you want to turn that down, bud? You're messing up my flow here. Where there is flawed science, inappropriate humor will be injected into your ear holes to make your life that much better. This is all brought to you by me. It's that time. Once again, strap in, take a deep breath, grab your ankles, because it's joke time with Colin. Go for it, guy.
What's the difference between an oral and a rectal thermometer? The taste.
God.
Right there. It was right there. That's where he touched me. He popped a pinky.
Hey, it could have been a thumb.
Oh.
Yes.
Count your blessings.
Oh.
Yes.
Were you?
Huh?
Weren't expecting that one, were you?
No, I can't say that I was. Oh my God, that was brutal.
That was meaty.
Okay.
Glad I held on to Bad Touch Bob.
Oh.
Uh,
All right, bud. Again, I'm proud of you for your stance on the pledge and the anthem.
So much. Like it's gotten to where there's I think less than 10 kids standing now. I'm like,
well, don't be a wolf.
Standing alone.
Hey, don't be a wolf. Be a sheepdog. All right, that's where you were raised. All right, bud. Give your brother a hug for me. I love you guys 3,000.
wait, you like my thing? Hold on.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So it says, the pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow, and it's a Dragon Ball Z poster. Yeah, I dig that. Okay.
And I also got this to hang my hats on.
Oh, the hockey sticks, huh? All right, I can dig it. I'm the only one that can see it. They can't see it, so yeah.
Yeah, we're oblivious.
Yeah, so until we figure out how to get Zoom on your phone so that way we can bring you into the show.
Yes, I finally have 100 notifications on Discord.
I don't know how that makes you popular, but okay.
Have a good night. I will call you tomorrow.
Yay.
Have a good day at school.
Oh, and I'm getting Zoom on my phone.
Oh. Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Is this
David,
happening?
I will give you Colin's phone number. So that way you can text him the link to come into the meetings.
I love you.
All right. Love you, bud. Talk to you later.
This might get interesting.
Or you could like copy and paste the whole thing and
You know what, David? Just do what you're fucking told, all right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn.
Chris. You get
Ah.
So,
you know
ladies and
what? You
gentlemen,
know
that
what?
was
I
joke
love
time with Colin. Your eyes, your ears, and every other sensory that you have available to you as a natural born human being should be groveling, thinking, praising, dare I say, worshiping yet another installment of Joke Time with Colin. And now for something completely different. Did you guys see that season 2 of Invincible was slated for a July release on Amazon?
I
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, that is a great show.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can't
that's a
wait to
great
watch that one
cartoon.
too.
And Wednesday got greenlit for a season 2 yesterday.
I have not seen a single episode.
From
It was not bad.
From what goddamn Carr said on his interview with Mike Glover, they are still in talks with season 2 of the Terminal List.
For what?
Terminal List.
Terminals.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
Yes,
yeah,
I
and that's
definitely wanna see more of
because,
that.
and it's because they put a lot of money into that series, and it didn't do nearly as well as they thought it was going to.
No, that's not what
Um,
it was. What it was scheduling. That's all they're figuring out. They already have funding. They already have everything else. They already have everything.
Oh,
going.
really?
Yes,
Okay,
they
all
have
right.
everything
Because,
down.
dude,
It's
I
just
love the
scheduling
fact that
on this thing.
I love the fact that they stayed true to the source material, and even with as violent as it is, they stayed true to it, dude. I loved that.
But his new book's coming out in the month. I can't wait. I know.
Yeah. So
I know Glover's book's coming out too. I don't know about that one because it's just
well, as of right now, with we're in the third quarter, 10:52 left in the third quarter. I don't even think I'm going to finish. I don't even think I'm going to turn the game back on when we leave here, because it's 45-7 Georgia right now.
Oh God.
yeah. I could have picked that one. I mean Georgia
Not that much of a blowout.
No. I mean, dude, I expected the
watch
game to
the New
be
Year's
close.
game. The New Year's Eve game.
Did you not watch the TCU Michigan game?
Yeah, that's true.
Michigan was the number 2 seed in the playoffs, bro. They got absolutely fucked up by TCU. Just kind of putting that out there. I mean, I is good on Georgia. You know, Mattress Mac is going to lose some money tonight. That's all I got to say.
Sadly.
I mean, literally, he put a get twice your money back promotion out for tonight's game. For if people that bought like $5,000 more furniture, they were going to get twice their money back if the Frogs would have won tonight.
Oh wow.
So I mean, but be that as it may, I'm waiting on the Mega Millions because I went out and bought some tickets today. So
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, of course, if you guys get a very cryptic text for me in the next 24 hours, you know,
We'll know why.
I mean, I'll spell it out phonetically. You know, I mean, we'll come up with some
Well,
kind
for
of
David,
code word.
You might
You
not.
know, it'll be like
You might have to draw some pictures for David.
okay, so I will just random, no context. It'll just say you're coming in broken and stupid. I'll copy over.
Okay.
I like that.
So
He weighs 91. Where?
I mean, people out there will never know that that there was a winner amongst the people in the show. But for those that do tune in, there'll be signs like, top of the line equipment.
The quality of this show will improve dramatically. At least the look of it. The content
Yeah.
is still going to be shit.
Yeah, the
But-
content's still dog water. I mean,
but it'll be good looking dog shit.
dude,
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
content's still
It'll-
going to be that
it'll
cookie
be
bar that we
bejeweled.
use to sharpen our bayonets with out of the MREs. But
And it'd be bejeweled.
Oh, 100%.
Glittered beards.
David
all around.
will be bedazzled.
Glitter beards.
No.
I draw the line at
I have already, because my wife asked me about that. She goes, "Would you glitter your beard for Christmas?" And I'm like, "No." Like,
So there was-
absolutely not.
There was a guy I follow on TikTok. It's Rip Redneck. I'm sure you guys have seen his
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. We watched.
He
it.
did a full body fucking glitter. And then he did a
Silver
behind
Surfer.
the scenes of him trying to actually
Get it off.
vacuum all of it off.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
he was hating his life the entire time. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, dude, because
I'm good. I
I
am
try to have
stripper
him-
stripper dust is the absolute cancer
dude.
of decorations.
It's the herpes and the hepatitis of the fucking crafting world because it just
Oh, yeah,
it will never
absolutely,
ever go away.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. I mean, so just because I've been down kind of a thing. Today I
You're
finally
left-handed. How
got
are you
up.
down?
I went outside. I got my stitches out today.
Oh, okay.
So, but I told you guys that at the beginning of the show. But I'm out there. I'm on one good knee. I climb on the ladder and I'm pulling the lights off of the house. The two trees that are in my front yard, I pulled the ornaments off of those.
It's not even the end of the month. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I'm
I've always, growing
pretty
up,
proud
I've
of
always had this standing rule that Christmas decorations don't last past January 3rd. Here
Right.
it is the 9th. So 6 days past my due date, I'm going to give myself a C- on the effort, but I got them down today. And, I'm just kind of like, oh man, I got those oversized ornaments to hang in the trees in the front yard, right? There's
Yeah.
there's stripper dust on them. And I'm like, I mean, these things have been in the weather, they've been in the wind, the sun, and the short little abbreviated freeze we had down here. And I'm sitting there like shaking them to get the water out of them before I put them in the bin. And I'm like, I drop it in the bucket, in the basket that I've got, and I'm looking at my hand, and I'm like,
Look like he finger banged a stripper.
no, dude, I felt like a Cullen at that moment because I was just sitting there going, what the fuck,
It's like he,
I'm a full on like
he finger
Robert
blasted
Pattinson
a Care
freaking
Bear is what he did.
yeah,
ran-
dude. If I'm gonna do that kind of a thing to a Care Bear, I'm gonna at least pick an emo bear.
Wrist deep into a My Little Pony.
No, it's a Barbie doll, and only if it's Margot Robbie. That's all I'm saying.
That one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that at the beginning of Avatar, and I'm sitting there going, I'm like, the whole thing.
I really
I mean,
don't.
it's not so much the fact that Margot Robbie is now going to be Barbie. It's that Ryan Gosling is Ken.
know.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, so what kind of direction did the director give him? Like, give me your most overtly closeted gay performance that you can possibly muster.
Probably just said done.
I mean,
I haven't even watched the trailer for that. I've seen stills, but I haven't seen like.
to quote Zach
Right.
Galifianakis' Joker from the Lego Batman movie, it's worth a Google.
Ah, okay.
See? Oh, that was a random out of left field reference right there. I'm so proud of myself.
You're getting better at this. See, we will allow you to keep making references like that. David is on he's on probation. Double secret probation.
Wait, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a shit. That's what he's going to play.
No.
It's coming. Here it comes. Prepare yourselves. Winter is coming.
Pretty much.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, dude, I heard it. What I mean was that like a muffled fart? Because I mean, I
I
heard a little
heard-
squeak at the end.
I heard like a gagged 3-year-old is what I heard. I don't want to judge you for whatever is going on in your background there, David, but you might be
Do you
getting a
not
phone
hear
call
that
later.
fully?
You might be. We did not
No.
hear shit.
It says, and nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
No, we didn't hear anything even close to something that could have possibly maybe resembled that.
You will be
I heard
awarded
this.
no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I had a prepubescent squeak, and that was it.
Fuck it. I guess I can take that one. Fucking hate you guys.
This is the sign that none of us won the lottery. Because our soundboard is shit.
No, my soundboard's fucking on point. It's just I pick up
Which is why we heard
shit,
that
shit
super
fucking
clean.
things. I mean, okay. You hear all the stuff except for that one. Really good. Like
Mhm.
this one.
I didn't hear shit. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Really?
Really?
What you've just said is one of the most
Oh,
insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be.
Y'all didn't hear that.
we
No.
heard that.
Are you just fucking with me?
What?
Are you just fucking with me now?
The fucking thing. You're not seeing. Well, I know what's happening, Johnny. He's not pushing the button. He's saying he's pushing the button, and then he doesn't push the button, and then makes us try to look like we're not. That's
You know
what's
what it
going on.
is? His depth perception is off because it's not nearly as long as he thinks it is.
He's
No, I-
falling short. He's overestimating his reach. That's what's happening.
Stand closer. Your mother lied to you.
He needs to change his prescription.
You know,
You need reading glasses? I'll bet you need reading glasses. That's what it is.
you guys.
Go get you a set of readers from Dollar
you're
General,
the
bro.
sperm that surprisingly made it. Y'all should have been like
Hey,
beaten
look,
off and
no,
left
the
on the
sperm
fucking
cell that
ground.
created Chris and I fought for the last 100 yards, dude. It's in
Absolutely.
our DNA.
That was a mud scramble. That sperm came out looking like a rugby player in the middle of a monsoon.
You know, there's a statue in front of the National Infantry Museum that's a monument to the sperm that created us. It's Iron Mike. And follow me.
Yep.
I mean, dude, seriously, come on.
100%. And then there's David.
Then there's
kind of just limped across the. He's the participation trophy of sperm.
No. Here's how it happened. He goes,
Go on. I want to hear. I mean, it's been a long
Avon
time
calling.
since I've been fucked around. It literally has been a long time since I've been passed around toward a couple of dudes. I mean, I'm missing prison life. Go ahead. Go ahead. Should I just mumble the rest of the
He
word?
has been out of the
You want me to
airport.
fluff your pillow? You want me to jerk you off?
That's all y'all want to hear from me right now. You're like,
That's what it sounded like when you hit the buttons, dude.
Yes, 100% it did. It was the prepubescent squeak, and then it was Mr. Bean underwater. That's what we heard.
It was followed up by a very loud and enunciated, "Did you just come inside of me? You bet your sweet bippy I did."
this is the last episode. that we're ever gonna do. Yeah.
Sorry to announce my
it's
retirement.
been a fun adventure,
Made
guys.
it to 91.
It's been a fun adventure, guys. And
I just want to point out that
I
it
hope
was
each and every one of you burn in a
So,
fiery
because
furnace
David
going
Dickerman
off
has
a bridge.
decided to terminate the show, ladies and gentlemen, you now have a sneak peek into what his sex life is all about. It promises big, but in the end leaves you wanting.
Yeah, pretty much.
oh my god.
I'm not
All
into
I'm saying
fiction that much
You
anymore.
asked me to be here. You asked for this specifically.
I
You
asked,
wanted this.
I asked for that
You asked
mushroom
for it.
stamp.
You did.
I asked for
Absolutely.
the mushroom step on my ass and my forehead.
100% you did.
I mean, it's not our fault that you racked up a
You see
lot of
what you're
airline miles going to Epstein's Island.
You see what you're wearing? You see what you're wearing, and then you wonder.
Yeah, I
You were
absolutely
asking
wonder.
for it. You
I
know you
was.
were asking for it.
I was. Anyway.
Oh
Anyway,
my god.
God, I love you guys. Anyways, I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. And this is Nerd Sports 91.
Peace.